My prayer when I started this podcast was that God would align me with my purpose in his kingdom. When you go to God and you bring his kingdom in it, I bring his kingdom in the prayer. I'm very happy. I'm very blessed. I'm very grateful. I've been out here being a mom. I've been out here being a wife. And again and again and again and again and again. Welcome back to the Living Room Podcast with Adriann. Um, what's up, y'all? Like, what's good? Listen, I'm not even gonna hold y'all. I'm not even gonna play in y'all's face. Like, we're just gonna get straight to it, okay? We're just gonna get straight to it. Um, we're gonna get straight to it because I just feel like I left y'all. I didn't even leave y'all on a cliffhanger. Like I just left. Um so let's clear out the elephants in the room, the little baby elephants that's in the room. I've been gone, right? Haven't done a podcast since March, and it is with very good reasoning that I haven't done a podcast since March. But we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna address it. Yeah, we're gonna do all that. But I'm here now, right? Um, let's just jump. We just go jump into it. Where have I been? Okay, where have I been? A lot has happened since March, since the last time we chatted. Life has evolved for me. Um, in a good way though. Like there have been good evolutions in my life. However, with those evolutions, there have been very short sprouts of darkness and despair at times. Um Fatigue, burnout, which is one and the same with fatigue. Um Exhaustion, like everything is just kind of all meaning the same thing. They're all in the same family, but there's been a with every ounce of fatigue, there's been just as much, if not more, ounces of happiness, of restoration, of hope, of peace. And I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm very happy. I'm very blessed. I'm very grateful. I'm very fulfilled. I'm very whole. I'm very calm. I'm very complete. Like it's been a lot. My life has changed a lot since March. The last time we talked, I had my sister-in-law on with me and we were talking about the season of purpose. And I wanted to do an episode after that and talk about the season of change, but I never got around to it. Not for any valid reason. I just never got around to it. And it didn't happen, obviously, because we're here now. But with that conversation of season of purpose where I was at, and if you guys haven't listened, you can go listen to it. I was also in a season of change, and change can be scary a lot of the times. Change can be very scary. It can be very intimidating, especially if you don't know, like, if you don't really know, like, what the change is going to look like. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like there are different kinds of change. Like, there's change that you expect and you prepare yourself for and you plan for. But then those are those unknown changes, right? So, on either side of that spectrum, I think change has a way of doing what change does. And it's up to us as individuals how we respond to them, because not all people respond to change the same way, and that is okay. Like, it is 100% okay if you don't respond to change the way that I respond to change, because we aren't made the same. Like, no, no two people on this earth is exactly the same. No two people on this earth think exactly the same thoughts, have exactly the same mindset, have the same exact viewpoints. Like, you may agree on stuff, but of course it's not like, come on now, let's be for real. But yeah, needless to say, I was in a season where I was seeking purpose, and I was also experiencing change. So yeah, here we are. um But while I have been away, it's not like I've just like been like away, like, oh, okay, she's just away, like, girl ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. Like, I've been doing a lot of reflecting, and I've been doing a lot of learning. I've been really intrigued lately with just educating myself on where I'm trying to go. And that is usually not something that I do, like, ever. Like, anytime I ever say, like, I want to do something, like start a new business or try something different, like, I never ponder on it. I'm very much, I had this idea at 2 o'clock, at 2:15 it's getting done, right? In the past months that we've been disconnected and gone from each other, I've been educating myself on, okay, you say you want to do this. This is what it requires. This is what it looks like. Trying to just do my research, do my own homework, because I'm a good student, but I'm a horrible student. And the reason why I say that is because I'm a good student because I'm always going to complete my assignment. I'm always going to do what needs to be done, and I'm going to pass it. It's going to be astonishing. It's going to blow you out of the water every time, but I'm not gonna quite prep, plan, and prepare. Not gonna do that. And I'm learning, and I'm deviating away from that. I'm trying so hard to deviate from that, because I understand that if you fail to prepare, then you plan to fail. And I don't want to fail. Like, I don't want to fail. Like, I feel like it's all fun and games when you're like, you're younger and you're living life and you're experiencing stuff and you're doing the things and you're just, carefree of it all. Like, it's just whatever. Like, all of that is cute, and I'm not discouraging people from living that age gap that's appropriate, but for me personally, as I get older, minute by minute, I need to plan. Like, I have to have it planned so I can have it in my head. It's in my spirit. It's festering with me. Like, when the time comes, I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to have to get ready. Like the old saying, like, stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. Like, that's where I'm at in my life. Whereas before, when we first met, it was like, oh, I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna show up and I'm gonna figure it out. And all that is true. Like, being able to have that kind of skill set and ability to function and maneuver in rooms, and it's foreign to you and you just get it, that's amazing. But imagine what you can do with that talent and the talent of preparation. That's where I'm at right now. Like, I'm just trying to get better at preparing myself. And I would encourage everybody else to do the same thing too, because I don't know about y'all, but the world's a little crazy, and the world is always crazy. Don't get me wrong, but the world's a little crazy. And I just think that, if you fail to prepare or plan, you plan to fail. So that's what I've been doing. I've just been learning. I've been reflecting on life, on how far God has brought me, and most importantly, just educating myself on where I'm trying to go. Because the thing about it is like, while I'm trying to get there, while I'm on this journey to become the best me that I can possibly be and maneuver in new roles and avenues, while I'm on that journey to get to that place, somebody else is already there. And they've already took the test, got an A, and about to move on to the next level. So who am I to feel like I can just show up to that place completely unprepared, unbeknownst to anything that's going on in that room, and just feel like, oh, I deserve to be here? So you have to work at it, and that's what I'm learning. Like, you have to really, like, apply yourself to it in a manner of like doing all the ugly work, the work that doesn't get credit, the work that people don't see. Like, y'all don't even understand how long it took me to set up for this podcast. And I've done this before, right? I've done this before. However, I have never done this before with the intention that I am now doing it in. That's a difference. So it looked different for me prepping for this. It looked different for me preparing for this. What I did today, I've never, ever, ever had to do before a podcast before, because I've never done it with such intention. And I'll be honest about it, because it's always been like, oh, it's easy for me to get on there. It's easy for me to talk. It's easy for me to just, say what I want to say. And all of that is true. But just imagine how much more grateful and fulfilling it is on the other side of it if you do all the work before. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's amazing. So that's what I've been doing. That's what your girl been doing. I've been out here being a mom. I've been out here being a wife. We just gonna keep going. I just been out here, and I'm growing closer to God. Like, me and him have been on a roller coaster, but he is always faithful. He is not the problem. I am the problem. I get in the way. He just be trying to do his thing because he never changes. He's the same today, tomorrow, yesterday, and forevermore. And meanwhile, it's me, because one day I wake up and I got a move swing, and I'm like, you ain't answer my prayer. And he like, I did answer your prayer. One, I woke you up. For two, everything you need is right there, but did you do your part? So me and him been tussling, but in the best way. Um, just discovering myself in this season, discovering this Adriann, discovering what I like and what I don't like, figuring out what I want. Like, it's amazing. It's just amazing. Like, I could just ramble on that alone. Like, listen, it's amazing. My challenges and my growth, just really just trying to the educate part, like just trying to educate myself, trying to keep myself in tune with that, because I am very much so like when I learned something one time, I'm like, oh, okay, I got it. Take the training wheels off. I'm learning that sometimes it's okay to keep those training wheels on a little bit longer. And even when you feel like you don't need them anymore, it's okay to have them, because you still got that balance. You still got that groove, right? And eventually they come off in the timing that they're supposed to come off. But it's just really been a little bit difficult for me, because by nature, I'm a person that does everything swiftly and do it fast and do it quick and get it over with. And then my patience is always not where it needs to be. And that is a lesson that I know God is teaching me in this season, to have patience, like even down to the smallest of details of things in my life. Like, I have a 6-year old. Have patience with your 6-year old. I have older children. Have patience with your older children. I have a husband. Have patience with your husband. Like, you are an individual. Have patience with yourself. Like, patience is one of those things that has always been hard for me. Um, Dating back to my childhood, and I think it's just, I don't know. I don't know why it was a problem as a child, but I know as an adult it's a problem, because it's like snap, 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 get it done. Time is ticking. What are we doing? And I'm in that season where you have to stop and smell the roses. You have to stop and look at the sunset. You have to stop and enjoy that. And then something beautiful happens because of it. You know what I'm saying? So that's just where I'm at. It's been a challenge for me, but it's also been an area of growth for me. And I'm very, very, very happy to say that. So needless to say, my break was necessary. Needless to say, having that break was it having that break kind of allowed me to go into a place of like a little bit of an isolation in a way. Granted, I am an isolator, I guess I could say, by heart. Like being isolated is not something that afraid like puts fear in me. It's not something that scares me. It's not something that I'm afraid of. I 1000% enjoy myself. I 1000% love me. I love me some me. So being isolated is never something that I'm afraid of or something that I'm uncomfortable with. Because I'm a loner. Like I am the best extroverted introvert that you will ever meet. I do well in the company of others, but I do way better when I am in my bed. My curtains are pulled, my room is pitch black, the fan is on the highest speed, the house is like we are in Alaska, and the TV show that I'm watching at that moment is right there in front of me. And I gotta have some snacks next to me, not too far away. That me is going to be the best me every time. But it was in that me that I realized in all of those previous months, um, from the time that I first began this podcast back in 2023, it was in those isolated moments while being gone that I realized that 2 years ago, almost three, I prayed a dangerous prayer. And y'all are probably confused right now. Like, what does she mean? She prayed a dangerous prayer. Like, prayer is so, you know, holy, and the sanction behind it and the divinity of it and the amazement. Like, prayer is prayer. So, how can prayer be dangerous? I prayed a dangerous prayer. My prayer when I started this podcast was that God would align me with my purpose in his kingdom, that he would do an internal work in me that others could see externally, right? That's the prayer I prayed. The reason why that prayer was dangerous is because I learned if you are not ready to listen to God, do not submit the order. Don't do it. If you are not ready to walk in that, if you are not ready to do that, the exact way that you submit the order, if you're not ready to do it that way, don't even do it, because it becomes dangerous. So, this is what happened. What had happened was I prayed this prayer in 2023, right? Okay. Life begins to change for me. Things begin to happen, doors began to open, all the things, like everything was going on. And I I was living in it and I'm doing it. And you know how you just do something for a while and it's like, oh, okay, I'm doing it. Like that's my life. Whatever. Whoop de whoop. Okay. Whoop de doo. Like that's my life. Somewhere, somehow along the way, I lost sight that I was not operating in the will of God. I was not functioning myself in that will. I was not being intentional about the alignment according to the way that God would have wanted me to be. And then also during that process of moving further in life, getting advancement, doors opening, things happening, I somehow forgot you didn't do this on your own. Like, sis, you didn't get you here. You didn't get you here. And it wasn't that I took on that mindset or that mentality of like, oh, I did this. Like I did. Always knew God did it, right? But I think it's a difference when we know things and we don't show those things. Kind of like Eve. I always tell y'all I'm a lot like Eve. I know better and don't do better. So that's why I said the prayer was dangerous, because I prayed that prayer and I wanted those things and it was true. Like the prayer was true. I meant it. However, there were attachments to that prayer. Okay. So let's just break that prayer down. Let's dissect that prayer. And hopefully, if you are listening to this or watching this, or if any kind of way you stumble across this and you've been praying a prayer of advancement, if you've been praying a prayer of discernment, if you are praying a prayer of just anything, like whatever prayer that you're praying, okay, I want you to be very clear on what you're asking God for. I want you to be very intentional on what you're asking God for. But before you ask God anything, I want you to write that prayer down, because in Habakkuk it says to write the vision and make it plain. I want you to write that prayer down before it leaves your lips. And I want you to go over that prayer, and I want you to do a self examination and ask yourself, am I ready to fulfill this prayer? Am I ready to really walk and step into the manifestation that can come of this prayer if it is answered? And I wish that I had done that. And I'm gonna dissect my own prayer, because I've learned from it. Like, God pointed it out to me and made it very crystal clear. And it's so crazy how, like, God is so intentional about us when we really have that relationship with Him. I'm not talking about religion. I'm not talking about just waking up, going to church on Sunday because that's what we're trained to do, or that's what the trend is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about when we are in relationship with God, where we are able to be chastised by Him, but we still come back. When we are able to hear a no or a not right now, and we still come back and we seek Him. When we are in relationship with God and we're able to see these things and learn from them, the way that what we're supposed to do with that is then come back and help somebody else. Like, you are overcome by the testimony. So you help a nation because of your testimony. You help someone else because of your testimony. So it would do me no good to pass the class and then not tell somebody if they need help with the class what to do. Like, we're not cheating. But if I know how I can help you, then hey. And this isn't a one size fits all. This might not work for everybody. This might not be your story, and that is okay. The reason why, and I'm gonna tell y'all, it God revealed to me why this was a dangerous prayer. Cause I was like, dang, Michael, what do you mean it's a dangerous prayer? Like, He told me, like, you prayed a dangerous prayer. Like, you did that. I didn't do that. You prayed that prayer, not me. It's a dangerous prayer because, one, the prayer for me particularly, my prayer was dangerous because I was not ready to submit to God, and I was not ready to listen to Him. We're going to go back to what my prayer was. My prayer was, God, allow my purpose to be in your will, pleasing to your kingdom, that you would do an internal work in me that others can see externally. First of all, I was not at a place where I was truly ready to be vulnerable enough with anybody in my life about that internal work that He was doing in me. Because to me, I've known my purpose forever. We're just gonna start there. I was about 8 or 9 years old, and I was in the car. I will never forget it. We had just left the dollar store. And I just remember this burning desire for more. Like, even at a young age, I just had a burning desire for more. I did not know what more was. I did not know what more could be. Like, I just knew that there was something that was in me that I needed to express some type of way. When I was in the third grade, I used my voice in a way that most third graders wouldn't use their voice. And it's been there. Like, that voice I had in the third grade is the same voice I have now. Somewhere along the way of third grade and now, I lost that voice, and that voice was buried under some things. So I wasn't ready when I prayed that prayer. Like, I prayed that prayer with the intention of knowing, like, okay, God, I know what my purpose is, but help me apply my purpose and help me do what you need me to do with my purpose. Like, make them equal, make them make sense, make them work together so they can walk together side by side and not one in front of the other. Like, make it work for your better good, so that it does benefit me. Like, we not gonna sit here and play. I do want my purpose to be aligned with your kingdom, but I also want it to benefit me. And that was a problem of my prayer. Because when you pray a prayer like that, you have to lay yourself down. Like, you have to die to that. Like, your flesh has to die. You cannot be a part of it. Like, when you go to God and you bring His kingdom in it, I brought His kingdom in the prayer. That's like somebody standing in my face playing with me about my child. Excuse me? You see what I'm saying? Like, if I could just make it make sense, like on layman's terms. So it's like I brung his kingdom in my prayer, but then had the audacity to disrespect his kingdom once he answered my prayer. Like, it is like you give me a request, I submit that request, I bring it back to you, but then you tell me you gonna do what you want to do anyway. That's what I did. That was the problem with that prayer that I prayed. That was the first problem with that prayer that I prayed. The second problem with that prayer I prayed, and the reason I say it was dangerous, is because I was still operating in my own means and not his will. Why do you say that you were doing that? Well, because the latter part of that prayer was, God, do an internal work in me that others can see externally. So the internal part was working. The internal part was doing its job. He was doing everything that he needed to do internally for me. That external part, that was the part that I was supposed to do. That was my job. That was the one job that I had. And I didn't do that. I didn't do that because I have an answer. I didn't do that because I was afraid. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm still afraid. Like, I'm not as afraid because I realize now it's bigger than me. Like, I had a moment this morning and I'm like, yeah, this isn't about you, baby girl. This isn't even your thing. Like, you don't even understand. This isn't about you. I didn't do the external part because, and I was having a conversation with two of my friends the other day, and we were talking about like purpose and like where we're headed and what we want and all these things. And it was a conversation that I started. Of course, I always do these deep think talk conversation pieces. And my friend Uno reversed me. And she was like, so what's your plan? What's your goal? What you got going on? Where you think you want to be at? Like, tell us T about you, boo, because you're trying to Iana fix our life and have these deep talks. But girl, Uno reverse. And I love that. I love that she did that. Shout out to Ari. And I told her, and she Uno reverse draw for me again. Girl, chill out. Hold on. And asked me like why? Because I mentioned like I'm afraid. And she asked me afraid of what? And my response to her was, I understand what my purpose is. Check. Got that completed. I am afraid because my purpose allows me to be imperfect in God's eyes. It allows me because even on our best days, we are filthy rags to him. Let's just be honest. My purpose allows room for me to be imperfect in the kingdom. Not, and when I say imperfect, I don't mean in a way of like, oh, I'm straddling the fence, I'm living double lives, I'm playing with God. No, I'm saying that my my imperfectness is, if I am doing what he has called me to do from a genuine and intentional place, that's good enough for him. If you are trusting me and you are doing the things that I need of you, that's good enough for me. So I know that that's how it looks in the kingdom. However, what gets me is the fact that people don't think the same way. People don't think the same way. If you get on here today and you are talking about God, and then tomorrow, God forbid, you just want to listen to good old Chris Brown song, society will eat you up, chew you out, put you back in their mouth, try to finish the rest, and then just say whatever and spit you out again and throw you away. Meanwhile, he without sin cast the first stone, but I proceed. So I told her, I know what my purpose is. I know what I'm supposed to be doing, like, but I'm afraid because I live in this imperfect world. And then I got to thinking, did they give it to me? Did they give me the purpose? Did they give me the alignment? Did they give me the thoughts? Did they give me the ideas? And then it started to make sense. No, that was it. That was the answer. The answer was no. They did. They didn't give it to me, so they can't take it away from me. And that is what encouraged me to pull out the mic, set up the tripod, turn on the lights, get the production running, get the cameras on, do your hair. Girl, what? Do my hair? I haven't done my hair on a Saturday in forever. I just be chilling at the house. Do your makeup. Put some clothes on. Come up with do it. So, God is so intentional. Let me tell y'all. God is so intentional that even with me having that revelation, I want to say I had that revelation about 2.5, 3 weeks ago. Probably even closer to a month ago. I've had that revelation. Even with me having that revelation already, I was still being defiant. I was still trying to just, not really like run from it, but I was still at a place where it was like, do I do it? Do I not do it? Does it make sense? Does it not make sense? Like I was still going through that. And last night, I kid you not, last night, as I was preparing to go to sleep, I am studying a particular chapter in the Bible right now. So I read my chapters first because I knew that I was going to do my research, and I didn't want to do so much research that I just fell asleep and didn't read my chapters. So I read my chapters first, and then I did my research. And then once I finished my research, I had a little 1-2 with him. And I thought I was doing something. I told him, you know what? If this is really what you want me to do, if this purpose that I feel like you've put in me, if this, this alignment, this passion, this gnawing feeling that I keep having that I can't get rid of, this is what you want me to do. And not only if you want me to do it, if it is something that is appeasing in your eyes, if you are okay with it, if it does not contradict your word and your alignment for me, your will for me, like I'm just rambling at this point to him, and I'm just saying all these things, and I'm like, if that's the case, I need your hand to be on it, and I need your hand to be on me. If your hand cannot be on it, and if your hand cannot be on me, I'm not doing it. Because the thing that I have noticed about life in general, and just with seeing um other people who I watch and I respect, I think would be the best word, who have a name in this realm of where we're currently at in life. Like, with seeing all that stuff, what I know is that the moment that people are not a 10 out of 10 for the viewers, a 10 out of 10 for the listeners, then it's like, whatever, you're canceled. And I know that where I'm headed and what I want to do and like all the goals I have, like, is bigger than me, it's bigger than I can imagine, it's bigger than what I'm even comfortable with, but somebody got to do it. And God is only going to ask you to do something for so long before he go find something else to do it. Like, he will make a rock cry out if we don't praise him. So before I get in a place of where I'm like, dang, I could have been doing that, I had that idea, I wanted to do, I ain't finna play with you no more, Mr. Man upstairs. I'm not doing it. But I told him, if it is meant for me to do it, your hands have to be on it and your hands have to be on me, because there's no way I'm about to go out here in this crazy situation, environment, world, catastrophe, all the things by myself. I'm not doing it. So you're going to have to be there with me. And I'm going to have to know you there with me, because you're going to have to send the people to me that I need to do it and make it work. This was before I closed my eyes to go to sleep at like 12 o'clock, 12:30 this morning. At 9 o'clock this morning, I am minding my business. And at first, you know how like something happens and you're like, okay. But this time it like hit me. And the first thing I could think about is the conversation I just had with him. It was a one-sided conversation because he wasn't saying nothing back at that moment. I was just talking. And I couldn't do anything but cry. And I couldn't do anything but release. because I ended that conversation with God by saying, "Tag, you're it." Swear to you, I kid you not, I said that. And he was it, all right. He looped around, found me, tapped me on my shoulder, and was like, "You sure you want to play this game with me?" Um, so needless to say, if there is something that you guys are praying about, if there is something that you guys are wanting to do, wanting to try, wanting to change, like it doesn't even have to be anything new. It could be something that's old that you just don't want to happen anymore. I want to encourage, and I want to entice, and I want to ask that you guys would spend this week and try to identify one area of your life, just one. Like, it can be a small area, it could be a big area, it could be a in between area, it could be a I don't know area. Find one area, one thing, one anything. Please find that one thing where you've been feeling like you're on autopilot, feeling like you aren't showing up as your full true self. It could be your relationship, it could be your friendship, it could be anything. Find that thing, and I want you to make a change in it. A small change, quick change, anything. It could be a relationship with a parent. Maybe you haven't told them you love them in forever because you feel like they'll always be here. Say, "I love you." Stop playing. Just do it. Like, just find something small that has been on autopilot, something that feels normal, something that you feel like is always going to be there. Like, I felt like, okay, my purpose is always going to be here, so why do I have to rush to fulfill it? And then I realized, baby, you are not the last one that God can create to get that done. Okay? God don't need me. I need him. So either you're going to walk in your divine purpose and you're going to live it out, because we all have a purpose. We're all here for a reason. Like, everybody's reason might not be to the same extent or the same measures. Like, everybody's here for something. Um, Either you're going to do it or somebody else is going to do it. So why you playing? So I want you guys to find that one thing that has been on autopilot, that has been tucked away, and I want you to do something with it. Something small. It can be small, whatever you're comfortable with doing. If it's something small, then do it small. If it's something big, I would encourage a little bit of research if you're not familiar with it, but get it done. Get something done. Start it. Just do it. And then once you identify that thing, I want you guys to share that thing with us, whether it be on your social media platform. Tag us, send us a DM, let us know. Like, we want to be on this journey with you. I want to be on this journey with you because you are not alone. Like, that is the whole entire reason for me doing and making this podcast, is to create that sense of safety where people aren't alone. And it's called the Living Room Podcast because growing up, I joke all the time, my mama was not with us being in her living room. She was not having it. Like, that living room was not for sitting and lounge purposes. It was 100% to be seen and not touched, decoration only. And I wanted to create my own living room where I could sit with you, where I can talk to you, where you could hear me and I could hear you. But the only way that I can hear you guys right now is if you reach out to me. So make sure you are following our podcast on Instagram. Follow us there at TLR Podcast with Adriann. Send us your stories. Send us your one thing. Let us see your progress. If you have questions, ask those questions. I might not necessarily have the best answer or all the answers, but I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you something. You ain't going to be left on red, okay? Like, even if we got to figure it out together, I'm going to tell you something. So I want you guys to do that. I want you to make sure that, like I said, you're following us on social media. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like our little video or whatever. If you feel led by the Spirit, do what you need to do. But the most important thing about everything is I want you to reflect. I want you to think about where you are, think about where you want to be, and what is it going to take to get there. And I most definitely, I don't want you to give up on yourself, because even if it feels like you haven't come far enough, just do a quick look and see how far you have come. And I'm pretty sure how far you've come is a lot further than where you could be. So be gentle with yourself. Be kind to yourself. Love on yourself. Keep God at the foundation. If you don't believe in God, listen, I'm not judging nobody. He without sin cast the first stone. So all I can say is what I believe in. All I can tell you is what's worked for me. And the only thing that has gotten me back to this seat, to be right here looking at this camera, is that. And I'm not perfect. And that's okay, because he doesn't expect me to be perfect. Because even on my best days, I am dust to him. I am filth to him. So it doesn't really matter what anybody else thinks about me. Be intentional. Love yourself. Treat yourself nicely. And make sure you come back to the living room, because this was fun. This was cute. Okay. This was really, really cute. I had a lot of fun. I was a little nervous before I did what I did. My daughter told me to take 2 deep breaths. Homegirl gonna be a life coach when she grow up. She don't even know it yet, but I see it for her. Yeah. Be intentional. Until next time. Peace.